Gamescom 2016 presented by Turtle Beach.
Hey guys, I'm Seb Ford and welcome to Gamescom 2016, where I'm stood in front of what must be some weapons grade trolling as a German magazine here advertising Half-Life 3, or at least editors who claim to have played Half-Life 3. But of course, it's not here, but there is tons here. And so what I'm going to give you is a wrap up of what's here on the show floor, the stuff that's worth checking out, some of the biggest, coolest booths here at Gamescom 2016. So let's go tackle the crowds. Moving further up into the halls, we've come to the hall featuring Sony, Activision, Blizzard. It's a big one in here. But first, we've got Sony, and they're showing off mostly just PSVR. Right behind me here, it looks like they've got Resident Evil 7, which is going to be the first ever Resident Evil that you can actually play in VR. You're going to have the monsters right down your eyeballs this time, because why not? Further on, I think they're showing off Titanfall as well on PSVR. But next to us here, we've got Activision. Now, they always build the giant box booth because everything is behind closed doors here. Nothing is being shown off, partly because everything they have is rated 18, so we can't have the kids seeing it, but partly because there's going to be such a big queue to see what's going on behind these doors. Infinite Warfare, of course, going way into the sci-fi. We're going to be playing in space now. And Modern Warfare is coming back. It's being remastered because everyone knows it was the best Call of Duty. So Modern Warfare coming back, Infinite Warfare here, both occupying a big old space. And then hiding round the corner is more Sony. They're just scattering themselves all over. Behind me is Destiny Rise of Iron, which is the 4th expansion coming to Destiny. And then they're also showing off Horizon Zero Dawn, Detroit Become Human, and Days Gone as well. Looks like they are probably behind closed doors. But then moving over here, we've got the Blizzard Mega Booth. Now, firstly, Overwatch. From what I've heard, the latest edition is adding a new map based here in Germany. So what better place to announce it than Gamescom? They've also got the latest update to World of Warcraft, which is Legion, and the latest expansion to Hearthstone, which is One Night Karazhan. One of my favorite games, by the way, so I'm definitely going to be getting on that. And then next up is the 2K booth and the massive Mafia stand. Now, basically, because it's all set in the gangster world, sort of 1950s style, we've got the old school building behind us where everyone's queuing to see Mafia behind closed doors. You're basically going to have to manage your lieutenants to become the ultimate mob leader, and basically choose between the different perks of your different lieutenants and manage that system. It's going to be complicated, but it's also going to be bloody and violent and awesome, and I can't wait. Now, right next to 2K, we have the guys over at Ubisoft, and this is where the queuing is already starting. We haven't even got the big publisher days going yet, so this queue is small compared to what we're going to see. The queue begins here for Ghost Recon Wildlands, which I know a lot of people are excited about. 4-player, cooperative, different options and ways that you can take down things like drug leaders and mobsters and all sorts of good stuff. It's going to be awesome. That loud sound over there, of course, is Just Dance. It's drawing quite a big crowd already. Loud noises, we love them, we love them. Next to that, we got Watch Dogs 2. Now, you must have played Watch Dogs, but one of the big criticisms of Watch Dogs 1 was it was a bit down, it was a bit drab. The world, Chicago, that you were playing in was just a bit sort of dark and dull, but not this one. Watch Dogs 2 is set in a much more vibrant take on San Francisco. Similar style though, you're a bit of a vigilante hacker, and you're really standing out for the little guy as the OS controlling the city, because everyone's connected, is pinning things on innocent people, you included. So this is going to be a lot of fun, and there is going to be a big queue for seeing Watch Dogs 2 behind closed doors. And then further behind me, as well as it being the 30-year anniversary of Ubisoft, I see all the way back there is For Honor, which of course is the big medieval brawler. It's going to be samurai versus Vikings versus medieval style knights in multiplayer brawling combat. I say that because behind me is a massive crowd of people, and to get anywhere close to the For Honor booth, I'm going to have to brawl my way over there, so probably best stay here. And then, of course, in typical EA fashion, they've pretty much booked out the whole back section of this hall, and they are showing off, I mean, they're the loudest booth here by miles, and they're showing off games like FIFA 17, the single player of that looks very interesting. There's going to be a big queue already of people checking that out. But beyond that, the big dogs everyone's talking about, Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2. Now, Battlefield 1, if you don't know, is doing the exact opposite that the modern first-person shooter genre has been sort of going for the last few years. We're going back to World War I. We're going back to the old-school weaponry, but still with new-school gaming techniques. So I'm talking like 64-player multiplayer. It's going to be loads of fun. And then with Titanfall 2, same kind of dramatic action that you remember from Titanfall 1. So we've got, you know, jetpacks running around, we've got all the mechs coming down. It's going to be loads of fun, a great shooter, but on top of that, we're also getting a single-player campaign for the first time. So we got a lot of that kinetic action, but way more of a game in it this time. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And thankfully a little bit quieter just in the hall opposite. To my right, we've got Nintendo showing off a wide range of games, but sadly, they're only showing Breath of the Wild, the new Zelda game, behind closed doors. So people queuing here, at least in the bits I can see here, no Zelda. Also no Pokemon Sun and Moon either. But, you know, behind closed doors, if that's a queue you're willing to wait in, that'll be a queue worth waiting in. Of course, next to me is the giant booth for Sniper Ghost Warrior 3. You know, this has become a huge franchise recently as well, and the big queues here, completely unsurprising to see that. Behind me further on, we've got the Warner Brothers stand. Next to them, we've got Square Enix. They're showing off Final Fantasy 15. Cannot believe that game is actually going to be coming out at some point. Feels like it's been forever. And then finally at the back, we've got the ESL Arena, where there are going to be all sorts of tournaments going on throughout the whole of Gamescom. And now we come to the Hall of the Monoliths. Behind me, we've got Bethesda. Now, they've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I mean, just behind me, they're showing off Dishonored 2. Now, it's all the cool stuff from Dishonored that you remember, a lot of the cool occult sort of techniques, but just blown up completely. You're going to have different character options as well, being more the teacher, or you can be the girl that you saved at the beginning of the first game. You're going to be able to have non-lethal options, really be able to change up the way you play. Missions are going to involve like killing the same person twice in one mission, like, across different timeline paths. It's nuts, and I can't wait to try it. Over here, we got Elder Scrolls Legends. It's the card game based in the Elder Scrolls universe. If you played games like Hearthstone or Magic, similar style, it's got its own twists, its own techniques, its own mechanics that make it its own game. It's a lot of fun. The beta's out already, I've had a crack, it's a lot of fun. Then moving further on down, we got the monolith that is the Wargaming booth. And now this always goes down a massive storm at Gamescom. Wargaming is huge here, and as usual, it can always be counted on to have the big, black, showy, offy booth down there. So no need to even look at that. We know what's going to be there, and it's going to be busy. Further on around the back, we've got Konami. We've got Farming Simulator that always kicks off here every single time. People love Farming Simulator. But moving further around, I just can't help but hear this little jingle of music, and it's coming from the first corner of the Xbox green stripe that makes up the back of this hall, and it's the Sea of Thieves guys. Now, Sea of Thieves is coming out from Rare, and it's just chaos. It's a massive online game, but you want to play with 4 friends in co-op while still online. And it's anarchy running the high seas. You got someone manning the cannons, you got someone steering the ship, you got someone kind of controlling the sails. Basically, it's a big room of screaming people trying to run a pirate ship together. And inevitably, you always fail. But man, you're gonna have a lot of fun, and you're gonna lose your voice while you're doing it. Moving further on around there, they're showing off Titanfall 2 that we've already seen at the EA booth. Now, it's interesting seeing it here at Xbox because, of course, Titanfall 1 was a platform exclusive to Xbox, but you're now going to be able to get it on PC and PS4 as well, which is why we're seeing it further around the show floor here. Further on, we've got Recore. It's good to see that's still a thing that's being made. Dead Rising 4 is going to be awesome. It's more zombie smashing with all the different tools at your disposal, except now it's Christmas themed. So instead of just golf clubs and chainsaws and trolleys, you're going to have Santa's hats, and you're going to have Christmas presents and snowmen, and it's going to be a lot of fun. A little bit of a twist on the zombie apocalypse. Further on, we've got Halo Wars 2, Forza Horizon 3, and then of course Gears of War 4, which is going to be bringing all the Gears nostalgia you had from the beginning of the series back. We've got 2-player co-op instead of the chaotic 4-player, and it's going to be the old school, close-up, super visceral, super violent, super gory gameplay, and you'll be playing as Marcus Phoenix's son this time. A lot of games here at the Xbox booth, and I don't really know which one to get stuck into first, but that is just a touch of what's here at Gamescom. There's so many more booths here, lots of little indie games stuck here and there, and don't forget, if you're here at the show floor, make sure you get to check it all out during the course of the week. If you're not here, do come along to Gamescom next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be plenty more content over on the Turtle Beach YouTube channel, and don't forget, of course, to go and visit turtlebeach.com, and we'll see you soon.